Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khairi. I'm from section 1/2. Today I will present Bachelor Degree Project 1 to my panel. Technologist Khairi and IR Technologist Afiq Kasno. Not forget for my supervisor, Encik Zulkarnain bin Zainuddin, who give me the guidance and help for this project. So today this is my title, Development of Soil Moisture System. For the introduction, we know the water is the valuable resources and the vital component of irrigation. To measure the soil moisture content, before this they use the laboratory field method to remote the sensing, but the fastest and the more accurate we use the moisture sensor. Is the electronic device. So from this we can short the time to know the moisture level. For the problem statement, agriculture is the most important sector, make a substantial contribution for the economic well-being. It is the predict that daily water use would increase, perhaps leading in water shortage. Gardening is becoming increasingly challenging for pupils, particularly for those confined to a greenhouse for their gardening time. For the objective, first of all, this project is to figure out the level of moisture in the soil. Secondly, to find out the humidity level of the surface area. The humidity level of the surface area is at the garden. For the scope, detect the soil moisture by water sensor. Give information about the moisture level. Detect the humidity for garden by DHT level. Next, this is the block diagram. From this is the sensor. We use the DHT11 and water detector. From this, the sensor read and then send to the microcontroller. After that, microcontroller will process and then will show the result in LCD display, LED indicator, and piezo buzzer. This is the project, the flowchart of project. From this, first of all, Arduino will on. After Arduino on, the sensor will on, the HT11 and the moisture sensor. After that, the sensor will read and then transfer the data to LCD display. If the moisture level, what we call the sensor level is use like a potentiometer 1023. If the level is below than 400, the moisture level is good, and then the LED will on. If else, the LED and the red LED and the buzzer will on to give the information that the soil is dry. This is the circuit design. For this, I will use the Arduino Uno, and then this is the LCD display for display this, and then this is the indicator. We use the green for the good condition, and then this is the dry condition. For the initial result, I only get for this semester the result, and the result from this and will show in the Arduino. But for the LCD, I will need more time for study the command. So this is the soil. When soil is dry, this LED red will blinking, and then the buzzer will on. So for the conclusion, all hardware and software was linked correctly and fit the requirement. However, because the instruction isn't traceable and has been completed yet, the LCD is difficult for connecting. This is because for the semester I cannot display the value in the LCD. The data for gathering and analysis will be conducted and discussed for the following semester. For the next semester, I will improve the data. I will make sure the data will display for the LCD, and the project is good to use. This is the planning. So from this, the planning of my is good, but doesn't meet the actual target. So that's all. Thank you. Next, for the preliminary result, this is the coding. This is the source code. For the source code, I will set the DHT pin. After I set the DHT pin to the DHT, I will use the pin 2, and then for the green LED puzzle, I use the what we call it. We use the pin number 13 for the number for the next buzzer is pin 8, because buzzer is also built in for the Cytron Maker Uno. I've attached the data sheet in the report. For the buzzer is at the pin 8. For the pin 8, and then the red light LED will use at the pin 12, and then the sensor pin for the soil moisture sensor is at the pin A0, and then the limit I use the 400. So for this, the thin mode is used for the output and for the red LED, and then for the LCD, from this semester I not complete the LCD program. I only complete the soil moisture and the DHT 11. So for the humidity and the temperature and the heat index is shown by the DHT 11. This is for the surrounding area for to read the sensor. Then the sensor, I use the sensor value limit. When the sensor value is below than the limit, the LED, green LED is high, and then the soil moisture is doing fine. Next, for the if the another from this, the red LED will on, and then the buzzer will hide, and this is blinking for the for time for 1 second. So I will transfer the code. Okay, after the RTX and the TX will linking. So I will open the serial monitor, and then this will show the moisture sensor, and then the humidity is 80, and then the moisture level is 376. For the 376, this is doing fine. When the moisture is doing fine, also the water is enough for the soil. Then after that, I will remove the probe from the water. The LED will blink, and the what we call the buzzer will on. So I will, and then the soil is doing fine. So that's all. Thank you.